So why did it take me so long to review this film? I have one simple answer for you all. The flu. It's not fun.
Dude, did you see that?
Yeah, you electrocuted a bus and almost killed these people.
And then I caught it!
So Shazam is the latest film of the DCEU, and in Shazam we follow Billy Batson, who has been on the run from foster care pretty much his entire life. Until one day he is at school with his new foster family. However, one of his foster brothers is being picked on, so he helps defend him, and while he is running away from his bullies, he comes on the subway, and on the subway afterwards, he comes across a wizard known as Shazam, who asks him to essentially transfer his powers to him because he has run out of time. And so when Billy Batson says the name Shazam, he becomes Shazam, who in this film is played by Zachary Levi. Or Levi? Pretty sure it's Levi. Alright guys, so let's get into Shazam. So Shazam was a film I was looking to for quite some time, but I was really excited to see Shazam. I mean, the trailer alone gave me the feeling, and every reviewer has said this, of Big meets Superman. But not just that, but with what David Sandberg was going to bring, because as you all know, he came from the horror genre with Lights Out and Annabelle Creation. Two films that I thought were great horror films. So I was really excited to see what David F. Sandberg could bring from the horror genre to the superhero genre. And I'm really happy to say that Shazam was a great time. I mean, not a great time, a kick-ass time at that. Everyone in this film does a great job. There is not a single person in Shazam that sticks out like a sore thumb. Everyone is great. Now, getting right into it, Zachary Levi, this man is just such a joy to watch on screen. He has such charisma, and he is perfect for this. I mean, if you watch Zachary Levi in interviews, he's essentially a man-child, but that's in the best way possible. Watching Zachary Levi in this film, you really feel like you're watching a teenager playing a superhero. But from the moment I saw Zachary Levi in Shazam, I mean, the film was already good building up to that, but the moment that Zachary Levi enters screen, the film just gets 5 to 10 times better. He is that much fun. Zachary Levi not only brings the joy to this film, but he brings so much comedy. I mean, oh my god, watching Miss Shazam in certain moments had me cracking up. Also, seeing the bond between Shazam and Jack Grazer, who plays as Freddy, was one of the biggest strong suits, but not just their relationship. I mean, when it's either Billy Batson or Shazam interacting with Freddy, but seeing the foster family interact with each other. Now, I thought that the foster family was going to be one of the low points of the film. Turns out that the foster family was the biggest heart of the film. I mean, seeing them all interact together as a family, there are moments in this film when they're like helping each other out. The feels harder than I expected. Now, like I mentioned before, when it came to the trailer for this film, the trailer looked like a mix of Big meets Superman, and the film meets that tone perfectly, because there are many moments in which you see Zachary Levi as Shazam acting on the comedic bits. Like, there were moments, especially when he's fighting Sylvana, who is played by Mark Strongwell. It gets a little bit, but there was a particular moment to which I could not stop laughing. I mean, I was laughing my ass off in the theater. I mean, I really do feel like that the DCU was missing just joy and a lot of heart, and Wonder Woman brought that sense of it. And while Aquaman was just, it was a swashbuckling adventure, Shazam just brings out that heart in so many ways that I didn't imagine before. And it knew it was a joy and just an entertaining film that had a lot of comedic moments. I mean, Shazam hits that tone perfectly, and I am so glad that Shazam essentially just knew what it was. Now, one thing that I actually really appreciate this film that I wasn't expecting was the lack of action. Now, don't get me wrong, the film does have its fair share of action scenes, but I was really digging the fact that this film was more of a coming-of-age tale meets a superhero film. This film is definitely more of Billy Batson figuring out everything as Shazam more than Shazam fighting crime the entire time. And of course, since that David F. Sandberg came from horror, there are definitely some aspects of this film that were actually quite frightening. I mean, that's the point where it's too frightening for kids, but you can definitely feel that horror element that David F. Sandberg brings from his previous films to this, and I really feel like that the elements, when they did come into play, that they fit perfectly. Now, going back to Mark Strong I feel like is an actor that is being typecast a lot as a villain, and not that he doesn't do it all, because he does, but I feel like that Mark Strong was going to be cast as just a throwaway villain when that was not the case whatsoever. Now, don't get me wrong, he doesn't eclipse Zachary Levi as Shazam, but for this movie alone, I feel like that he was a good enough villain to propel the story forward. Like, the way I would describe him in this movie is that I would compare him to Ed Skrein in Deadpool. While he wasn't the greatest thing about Deadpool, he was definitely a good villain for that movie. But the best thing is I understood his motivations, and he was a threatening villain. But like I mentioned before, and I'll bring this up again, probably the biggest strength of this movie is the film's heart. I was not expecting for this film to hit me in the ways it did, especially near the end. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was tearing up. My only flaw with Shazam was some of the CG here and there, because most of the time the CG looked quite good, but there were definitely some spots and definitely some shots where you could definitely tell the CG wasn't at this greatest point, especially when it came to the 7 Deadly Sins. I was looking forward to seeing how they would look, but when it came to the CGI creations of the 7 Deadly Sins, I just thought, oh, that doesn't look too good. It doesn't look terrible per se, but it definitely stands out like a sore thumb. So overall, Shazam was just a kick-ass time at the movies. This movie was funny as can be, it was entertaining as all hell, but most importantly, this movie was just a joyous experience, and it was something that I definitely needed with the DCEU. I mean, don't get me wrong, Wonder Woman to me is still the best DCEU film, because that film hit every single note plus more, but I feel like that Shazam brought just so much joy that personally I needed. Not to mention Zachary Levi is Shazam. I cannot see anyone else playing this role, and I cannot wait to see him in more roles the DCEU. So all in all, I'm gonna give Shazam a 4.75 out of 5 stars. This is such an excellent, but really all in all, just a great DCEU film that has a lot of joy and a lot of comedy to it. I know this review is late, but if you haven't seen this movie, guys, please go check it out. Alright guys, so comment out and let me know below, what is your favorite DCEU film at this moment? Mine is Wonder Woman, but for you, what is yours? Let me know below. If you guys want to follow me on social media, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch. I'm also on Snapchat and Stardust. So if you guys want to follow me on all those social media platforms, all the links and the usernames are in the description below. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of Shazam. If so, please hit that like button, share, subscribe. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell for whenever a new video from me goes live. If you guys want to see any of my previous 2 reviews, please click either right here or there. And of course, until my next review, I will see you guys next time.